Okay, Jalen, uh, I'm assigning you something in Defender. You can work on that.
All right.
Okay. And other than Jalen, who is left? Ghazi, you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one did you assign me?
I haven't yet. I will. I am doing it right now. Hmm. Ghazi, I'll assign to you. And guys, let me know who now wants to go to the breakout room.
You can put me in the breakout room with Richard and Adonis if you want.
All right. All right. All right. A second for that too. Okay, so it's Odenis, which where everybody's in the room. No, I don't. All right. Richard, Odenis, and John, right?
Yes.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Yes, you guys are done. You can go and join your room as well. And I'll get back to you guys at some point. All righty. Oh, we can start a thing. Okay, the rest of the guys who are behind, you can work on your thing, which I have assigned, or you can run through with me on the for the case which will investigate in the CrowdStrike, and you can you're also allowed to then open up your mic and speak and ask anything, contribute anything, or something like that. So let's go for the case we will work on today. So this is how the screen of the CrowdStrike looks like. The main dashboard. This is where we have the new detections. So we will go into that. And this takes a bit of time to be loaded, which we will allow it because of the amount of detections we have, which is 816 total, but we are only looking at the new ones. So that. So other than these detections, which are indexed here in the list, there are some filters which can help us find the detections. For example, if you want to find a new one, then you put the status of new filter, which comes by default. If you want to find some severity, for example, I just want to look at high ones. So I will apply the high filter. So now I have some, previously I had some 820, but now I have just 437. Then I have event time, tactic, techniques, tag, host, and then from here I can also add more filters. But what filter was supposed to do that they would make my work more easier to find a particular alert to investigate, and they will save my time to find a particular alert. Anyways, so one of the alerts which we are looking at right now will be this one, the PowerShell one. So once you will click on an alert, it will open a summarize window here on your right. But what we usually do is that we will go to see the full prediction of it. So when you will click on the full deduction, it will open that particular alert in this setting, which will again appear in a while. This is called, it will appear in a moment in the form of a tree. It takes a bit of more time. Yeah. So this is called the process tree. What a process tree is, that I can come back in a while, but we usually should begin from here, details. So the first thing which you have to do is to edit the status of the particular alert. Right now it is unassigned. What you would do that you would assign it to someone. For example, in this case, I'm doing it, so I will assign it to myself. When you do it, you can assign it to yourself and will update the status. Now this alert is assigned and we will know who is working on it. So nobody else should morally work on it. Here we can go. Here we can see that it shows some similar detections here in this group, which are part of the same process tree, which you saw a few moments ago. We'll also go back to that again. These are the full details of it. For example, it's a PowerShell.exe. It's a quarantine file. Already then what's the severity? A process launched with a command line associated with known malware, investigating the process tree, and then it's the file path here. This is the hash associated with this process, and these are the quarantine files, and all of these things. So these are the file names as well. So yeah, it's a long list of files, but anyways. So what we'll do that I'll give a basic intro of how we are going to run through this particular alert for investigating it. If we find anything malicious in it, then it will be a true positive and we'll make a case report out of it. And if it's a false positive, then still we'll see how it is a false positive. So then once we have gone through the details and the assigning part of it, then we have four more tabs to go through. One is process table, which is something like this. I will come back to it, what it shows. Then the other one is process tree, which is again starting from the machine, from the first processes on your machine, and then leading to multiple different processes running from that initial process. This circled one is the one which we are interested in. Then we have process graph here. This is also showing like the same thing. For example, this machine starting from here and then leading PowerShell and then PowerShell going into different other ones. And then here we have the events timeline, at what time the events have been happening. So these all things, the process table, the process tree, the process graph, they all are like the same thing. Like they all show you that how the event happens in a given point. And but like what is the flow of the event basically, and how it can help us to see what is executing that particular process, like what are the progenitors of that particular process, and then what that particular process is leading to. So either it's a bridge between two processes, either the whole process ends on that one process. So this kind of gives us a good overview of the whole cycle of the steps which have led to that process. Why that is important? Because your process you'll investigate, but you also need to know what led to that process. Maybe the root of the problem might lie in the processes which actually initiated the process you're investigating. But it's also always good to have a overview of the whole timeline of the things. So yes, now we would define some more terms here. Once you start working on it, you can work on any of these: process table, process graph, process tree, whatever you like. I personally like process tree more, so I would work on that. So what do we have to do here is there are first things which once you can identify. For example, this particular process is leading to all these processes and our process as well. So they both have the similar name, PowerShell, but still they both are like different processes. So what we can call this particular process, we can call it as like the parent process, because it is kind of initiating the next process which we're investigating. So this is our focal point, and any process which is initiating this process will be called the parent process. If you go a bit back more, then this one become the grandparent process. And this process which we are investigating, if we open it up, then it might have, like right now it has a process, but it might have several other processes as well. Then they are called the child process. So the process which are being initiated by our focal point, they are called the child processes. These are the usual vocabulary terms which we use. So now let's start investigating it. So in this process, this command is being run, which we will have a look into in a while. This is the file path. This is the executable hash, and these are the associated detections to it. And these are the host details, the endpoint where this process has run. Then we have a lot of quarantine files as well here. We have some related entities, and these are all the details which it has given to us. Now, the first thing which you would do as a kind of a default setting as an analyst would be to check the hash of this particular process. We'll pick up the hash. You can copy it from here. There are some tools which we call OSINT tools. OSINT tools are basically open source intelligence tools. They're called open source intelligence because they kind of gather the intelligence for the cyber threat, and any threat actor adversaries who are active, the related attack signature, the IOCs, like the hashes, the IPs, the domains, the URLs, and they kind of make a bank of it. And so you can go to that bank and then search that if the hash or the IP or the domain or any IOC you are concerned about, if that is a part of that bank of malicious IOCs or not. For the one we have, we will put it here. This hash will search it and it will not be. Yes. So, why it is not the part of this is because it is PowerShell.exe. PowerShell is a by default Windows terminal. You can see it here once I search it, and here I have the PowerShell. So that is why. I can also open it up for you. So PowerShell is a Windows terminal. It comes with every Windows which I have worked on, and I didn't know about the previous Windows, but at least the latest ones come with the PowerShell. So so it will never be like the hash of this particular process will never be malicious because this hash belongs to a process which is a default safe Windows process. The problem in the PowerShell usually comes from the command which we run into it. So the problem in this case would come from the mm, fear of my alert. Yeah, here. The problem in this case would come from can anybody please share the turnover for Jeffrey from this particular command might be. So what we can do that we can look into this command, what it is doing and how it is doing. Now, with the passage of time, you will analyze, you will be able to read the commands and you will be able to find something malicious in there, something problematic in there. But here, a more easier way in the beginning to dissect the commands would be to copy the command and use any AI tool. For example, I can go to Claude here and that can help me with this. I can just ask to dissect the command and then it can dissect the command for me. So it can tell me that it's a PowerShell call operator. So if I want to assign anything to the registry, then any environment variables, then this command will apply it once I have a reboot or login. So now, as you can see, that this has completely dissect that not making sense command in front of me. We can go through each of them step by step, which is a good thing and which is a good practice which you should do. Like all these things which it has told us, because then it will make sense to you in the order. For example, starting from PowerShell.exe, it starts the PowerShell process, the and the square bracket command. This is a call operator, it will call it, then it's a script block in which you will run your script. So this is a common process cell, it's telling you that command is from another process, something like that. Now, what you can do, another point, is could you find something malicious in it? Usually, you should be able to spot it, but once you will start it, you will be new. So you can use the AI tools to help you.
Question.
Yes, Marcus.
So, like, how you didn't find nothing on the SHA-256 and you broke down the command line.
Hmm.
So, like, your best practice was basically when you found out, when you had the AI to dissect the command line, you just are going to basically have in your, like, report talk about each portion of, like, what's going on within that command line.
Your voice had an echo.
Um,
I couldn't hear it. I'm sorry.
Hello? Can you hear me?
No, it's audible now.
It's better now? Okay.
Yeah.
So I was just asking, like, when you're breaking down the command line in an AI tool,
Hmm.
it's like every step that's going on within that command line, it's like best practice to like talk about each portion of it in your within your report.
No.
No,
That's way too
no.
much. You'll never get a report done. Because there's too many parent-child relationships within the entire process tree. Um, Again, bottom line up front. So far, I mean, based on the hash, you got to look at things from a multidimensional view. Like the malicious indication is most likely not within this particular process. It's more likely further down within that child process relationship. And Moist, correct me if I'm wrong, because obviously, like, I'm just tuning in. But yeah, you don't want to like spend too much time unless you're looking at a malicious command, and we know for sure, okay, this process is the process that triggered or executed the malicious command. Then you can capture that, but you're not gonna ever really like go into too much detail on like every aspect of the command line. Once you see that it's malicious, you can see, okay, it's pulling from a malicious GitHub repository, or it's making a DNS connection to a malicious domain or IP address or whatever. You capture that information, but you don't want to go into. I just don't want you spending too much time breaking down every single command line in each process, because you'll never get anything done.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I agree with William. Like, if in our case we have to highlight something, then this might be just uh this variable which this command is setting, which is com plus e to w enabled, and our command is setting it to 0. If I can highlight it somewhere. Yes, here, this one. So what is that particularly doing? That this is gonna make the CLR of any machine that like it is gonna make the things invisible to the CLR of any machine which we are using. So which will particularly not register the activities in the CLR and the telemetry. So which in itself is not something very, let's say, like it is not gonna cause any harm until unless something bad happens, some malicious process happens, and then they're not get registered in the telemetry. So that might be a problematic thing. So, but in any case, if you want to highlight something, we'll just pick up this thing and we'll put these 2 lines of explanations in our analysis, and then we'll move on with it. So we don't have to go through the whole command starting from everything. So yeah, as William said, that would make it extremely long. And then if I'm your person responding to that report, I usually won't have a time to go through all of this. So I would just want to arrive at the main part as soon as possible. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. So guys, if anybody also has any other question, please feel free to ask it away. We will just keep this part of this command here for a while we investigate a bit more. All right. Okay, now we can go back to our alert. We have one potential issue which we have find out, which is that variable assignment, which is going to make things invisible for the telemetry, and then eventually it can cause a harm. So we are done with we have checked our command. We have checked our hash, which is clear. Our file path is also very much expected, that where we'll find the PowerShell executable. So it's not at some place which might be abnormal for us. And then one more thing which I would like to see would be the files quarantined through this process, which must be executed. So we can pick up their hashes and we can start putting in them. Now, these are the files which have been executed in this whole process tree at some point, not particularly in this process. These were usually executed through all these processes at some point, and they are usually files which have caused some problems at a point. So yes, see the one. Yeah. Like if I check the hash here, now I take it to the previous one. As you can see, our threat score has gone from 0 to 23, which even if it was 2 or 3, would have been enough to flag this one as malicious and then put it in our report. But 23 is like, we can start working on it immediately. 3 is even also enough to flag them. So these are usually the files which have been run through this process, and they can go through it. Now, in an initial actual SOC setting, what I would recommend is to take your time, check these files, do some manual hunting on these files, trace back what is executing the files, how the file went introduced into your machine, what executed them, at what time they got executed, which user was logged in, like do a very deep kind of investigation, really deep investigation with all these files, and then make a very good compact report. And so for this would kill the whole root cause of these files running. Would be able to identify if you have kind of a not a culprit user, but a careless user, and then you can work on their training as well. Like you can beat a lot of snakes with just one stick. So, but since right now we are kind of practicing something, so I will just pick up the first one as the one file to put into my analysis, and I will use that in my analysis to report. And I will keep it in my part which I'm building. So yeah, so just to give it you a review again, what we did, we had a We had an alert for us. We assigned it to ourselves. We then went to the process table, no, process tree. We checked the hash of the process. We found the hash to be clean for the PowerShell because for obvious reasons, PowerShell is a Windows process. Then we had the command. We dissected the command. In the command, we find something problematic, and that we will address in our analysis. And then we have some in this whole process, not this particular process, but the whole process tree, of which our process is a part of. We have some files which are being quarantined, but they're not being removed. They have a difference. So we can see what those files are. Right now, we're just taking this example file to put into our analysis, and then we will suggest to check the environment for this particular files to remove these files completely. Just don't leave them in quarantine either. And then we can move into it. We could also check what these files are for some more deeper understanding of ourselves. So these are .dll files, which are dynamic link libraries, and they are a method of executing a remote code in a process. So these files were detected, and we can go into more detail of it. But the bottom line is that they will run an arbitrary code on a machine, and we don't want any alien code to be running on our machine without if we don't have a use of it. If we have to, we could execute the particular file ourselves, but if we're not doing it by ourselves and it is getting executed by any other process, then that's a problem. And if somebody is manually running this file, then that's a bigger problem. All right. So anybody has anything to say or ask at this point, please feel free to ask before we go to our report. No? All right. So this is the place where we do our cases. And this is the format of our case report. We have a case title, which we'll put. We have an analysis. Here we have to put the screenshots of whatever we are saying. For example, if I will claim that the command has that problem, so I will put the screenshot of the command. If I'll claim that my hash was malicious on the Ocean platform, then I will put that screenshot of the Ocean platform with showing the hash being malicious. We'll choose the categories, subcategories, severity, tactics, groups, contributor, and then in the end, we will have the remediation. And before that, I will just take a moment and get some water for myself. Right. So for the case title, we will go to we will usually write CrowdStrike detection here because it will make it easier to identify the alert for CrowdStrike among other case reports. For the title, we would usually take the title from our original alert and we'll put it here. Now, for the analysis, we have, if you go to the drive, which is given to us, for example, this authority vSOC drive, you have this folder number 8 with runbook and SOPs. You will open it up, and then here is the file number 4, which is investigation disposition standards. Now, in here, you can find a pattern or a guide to write your analysis. Endpoint to. Yeah, for example, these were the CrowdStrike disposition templates. Important, these were intended to serve as an outline for creating your cases. A case should go more in depth regarding your detection. You should write at the level of a tier 2 analyst. Your report have to be longer than this. But yes, I would say that you can write as per as you like. So this is the pattern which you usually follow. You have a date, time, Saturday to investigate call for regression, prediction name on host, attribute to user. Review of the process tree and telemetry revealed that the primary process was launched by the parent process with species characteristics, which have encoded parameters, execution on unexpected execution context. So we have a lot of hard to pronounce words here. We'll just copy it up. We'll take it to a SOGBite screen. We'll start filling. So on date, Marcus confirmed me that you guys also have 18th now, right? Oh no, you still have 17th.
I'm sorry, say that again.
You still have 17th of June there.
Yes, June
Yeah, because
17th.
I have got 18. Okay, on 17 June, at Marcus, tell me your time.
My time is 8:11 p.m.
So that's 2011.
Oh
On
yeah, military time.
it's like that they do it in Sweden. I've just gotten used to it recently, so I don't want to go back to AM PM.
Okay.
Okay. So on 17 June 2011, the authority vSOC investigated across right direction for. Now we have to put the name. So I would rather put for a suspicious PowerShell process rather than the name. On host.
Detection. This is it. Okay.
User atomic. Review of the process tree and telemetry revealed that the primary process was launched by that. I would skip this one because so when we were going through our analysis, we could see that we had like two PowerShell processes here. Okay. Yeah. So this PowerShell process was leading to our original PowerShell one, which we were working on. So I would skip this part in the disposition in the analysis because then it will create a confusion. So I would rather it was launched by print process with print process changes into the cause which we have identified for this alert. So we'll see review of the process tree and telemetry reveal that this process executed command carried which had a part having potential to create adverse effects. So now we have given the basic idea in our first paragraph of the time, the machine, and what the main process is, and why we have problems with this particular process. So I hope that is clear. Now we will move on to our other parts. So this process, if you can describe. Okay, so as this is just a guideline, so you don't have to necessarily follow it step by step. I would rather start from addressing the way in which we took our analysis. For example, first we check the hash for the PowerShell process. So I will mention about that. The PowerShell.exe hash can, didn't come up as malicious on the offend platforms as expected. The command being run in this process had a part which we found problem which we found which we believe can cause adverse effects. That is, now we can pull up that part there. What it is using E2W for. Okay. Now we have mentioned that part, but it was originally not like this. So let's take another look at this one. It was rather like this. So now we have put this part here, and we can define it. Now we can get our explanation there that this is used to disable the .NET runtime event tracing for Windows, which is then a problematic thing. So no, yes, this category command is used to disable the logging being done by Windows. This will hide the events happening from the machine. This might not appear as a malicious or threatful or threatening impact, but it will allow threatening step, but it will allow any adversary or adversary or threat actor to execute something malicious code, file, or virus, etc. And still stay uncorrected. This could also cause the delay in the time of response from the SOC team. Okay, now we have explained that why we think this particular process is particular command thing is problematic. Now what we can add one more thing is the if the use of like the files which identify that they were running in this process and they were also problematic. And before that, yes. Drop water on my laptop, but thankfully it was on the side. Anyways, so we also find some malicious files running under the child process, running under the parent process of this process. One of them has a hash. Now we can pull up on the hash of that thing. It is a dot DLL file and could be potentially used to execute arbitrary code. Guys, can anybody spell arbitrary for me? Why you guys are so done? Arbitrary. Yeah. Cool. So it is a .dll file and could be potentially used to execute an arbitrary code. The hash was found to be malicious on two OSINT platforms. Now I know that we haven't checked it on the other one, but we will just do it right now. As you can see that we have a problematic hash here as well. So now we are kind of done with our analysis. Here, there's no additional summary we have. Now we'll start taking the screenshots and start putting them. So first we will take the screenshot from our primary OSINT tool, virus total. We'll put it here. And then we will use the one in the IBM X-Force. Also put it here. We'll also go to the fog part and we will use this command thing. Now here what I recommend that we should highlight the part which we want our reader to look at. So I will highlight it by yellow and then I can go put it in the socket as well. I'll choose category for that. So what do I have in mind of the command? And it's kind of in stealth because it hides for Alberta style. There is no subcategory for that. Severity I will put as high because it should not. Let's remove point, credential access. Build again. The groups I will choose fuck. Now we have the remediation. So for the remediation, what we can do is well, first one would be to block the malicious hash on the respective security controls. The ETW enabling identify the reason and the person, but ETW enabled to 0 in case of the absence justified reason. Change the enable to activate it. Would be to remove the file associated deep system. We're done. Now we have put our remediation, our screenshot, our analysis, our title for this would say that our job for this particular alert is done. Now we'll just create the case. What issue did I get? Okay, so this is kind of an issue that we have to select a category which has a subcategory. I'll just randomly pick something. Randomly pick another thing. And create the case. Okay. So now we have got our case report here, which you can see. And this is how you create a case report. Alrighty. Oh, yes. Now later on we can also put it in the shift turnover, but right now we're not doing it. The next thing which we do is once you're done investigation with it, we'll go here. Now we'll edit the status more again. Now, since if we close it, we'll mark it as true positive. And now we can this way close this particular alert which we updated here. Now it is completed. And this is how we do a investigation CrowdStrike and then we produce a case report for it. Now guys, I'm open to your questions and everything. Marcus, you look sad.
I'm just a little stumped on the one I was working on. I'm trying
What
to
are you
connect the
working?
dots on some things.
Okay.
Hmm.
How is going for you, Courtney?
Hey, it's going. I'm almost done. I think it's going well. I
Okay.
think.
Okay. Jalen, would you like to bless our ears with your voice? Oh,
I'm here.
oh,
What's up?
thank you so much. Like, I
What's going on?
uh, yeah, no, I have been, waiting to listen to you since the last 2 weeks. So,
Nice.
yeah, yes,
Boys, I do have a question though.
yes, go on.
In Microsoft Defender, I know I
Mhm.
probably asked this before already, but probably already answered it, but it's a
Yeah,
bunch of alerts here, and do we supposed to go through all of these or the ones that
yeah.
are not solved?
No, okay, share your screen if you want to.
Okay. Let's see.
So, do you identify the difference between the incident and the alert on Microsoft Defender?
Say that again?
Do you identify the difference between the incident and the alert on the Microsoft Defender?
Yeah. The incident is like where it says multiple threat families.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
And then alerts are down here. All of these are alerts.
Yeah, yeah. So you just need to check the ones which have these reddish thing. These are where the like the problematic things were happening.
Uh-huh.
But once you find something substantial to make a case report, you can stop at that point and you can start making a case report. Okay? So once
Yeah.
you're going through from the top, once you find something, you can like once you find something, you can like start making your case report at that point. All right?
Okay. So said go for the red ones, and this one says resolve. So that
Yeah.
means I still have to go through it, right? Or
No, you have to go through it like because for the tools, the resolution is that they quarantine it. They
okay,
don't remove the file. So the file
okay,
might be inactive, quarantine in the quarantine zone, but it might not be removed from the system. So it can always be unquarantined and then it can become active again. So it's a
okay,
better practice to remove it.
okay. Yeah, because the
Right?
remedial action said quarantine, and then the action's results failed, which means it's
Uh,
not removed. So
yeah, so you always remove it.
gotcha. Uh,
Right.
okay.
Okay, guys, at any point, anybody has uh case report they want me to go through, please feel free to share and start with me. Okay, I also have to give them the tool outreach report. There are so many individual tool outreach report, guys.
Oh,
I
there's
like
another one.
no, the individual ones, but I found the tool issue report which court needed, so it's better because it's not an individual one. Okay, stop. Why are you running so hard? Daytime. I don't know what UTC time it is right now.
What is it? 4 hours?
It's 12:42 a.m. UTC and it's 18 June.
Yeah, it's 4 hours
Oh, yeah.
difference.
And for you, you said is 3, 2?
For me, I guess it's 2 hours. We are
Okay.
2 hours ahead of UTC time because right now we have daylight saving.
Oh, okay.
Jeffrey?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, yeah. What's up?
Thanks for the turnover.
I just seen y'all pop up. I was like, yo, what's going on?
We were in a different room.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I didn't see you. That's why.
Copy, copy.
All right, so I did send the turnover for you guys.
Yeah. Now
All
we
right.
were all working on our own detections while you guys were doing whatever it is you guys were doing.
They were just listening to
Okay.
me. And Marcus was guiding me in between.
I'm sorry, say that. What did I do?
No, he didn't do anything. I just said,
Nah,
but
I didn't hear clearly what you said. I was like, wait, what did he say I do?
He's like, I was leading the team.
Oh no, no, no.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Marcus leading? Hell yeah.
Mm-mm.
Long overdue.
Nah, ain't no long overdue. That the first time I was really like leading, that's when the time thing happened and Moist wasn't here. I was like, oh man, I was the only veteran here because Richard was gone.
better,
Uh,
better.
I still have nightmares for that, man, because I was like, I didn't know what I was doing. Uh,
If you know what your nightmares are the blessings for humanity.
What?
no,
That is your
they're not.
level.
No, they're not. But I tell y'all my nightmares, y'all all be like, damn, do you need a hug?
Demented soul over here.
Right.
Tool is expected to have reflection
Now is disconnected.
from different tools, different ETR.
Oh no, that's the wrong button.
Guys, if anybody gets done and want to share their case report, please do it. Otherwise, you can do it in extended hour to Richard. Otherwise, you can do it in the premium hours to Marcus.
Premium
Premium hours with
hours.
me.
Sorry?
You said premium hours with me too.
Yeah, like you, like no, not everybody get access to this. Like you need to be like on some different level to get access.
Yep, I guess so.
The alert prediction from different EDR scenes in use, we expect to find them. 30.
I'm not really sure how that really affects it. I'm so fucking tired. What's that? I don't feel what that is.
We have right now.
Yes. Service host. Is the service host? Huh. Oh, Moist. Did you ever take a look at that advisory that I had sent you?
No,
Okay.
if I had looked into that, I would have replied to you. But no, sorry, I still haven't. But I have that on my agenda.
Okay.
Receiving them in Sockbite. But we use CrowdStrike EDR, not SIEM.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. Sometimes when you try to look up that fence, it won't come up like exactly how it comes up in the EDR.
Yeah, that is, I have to explain it to them. Please, uh, please.
Okay. Oh, another thing, Moist, that AI chat that you was using,
Claude, yeah,
yeah. Can you send a link to that?
it's Claude.
Just look it
Oh,
up
well,
as CLAUDE. Claude Code. Marcus the Coder.
Yes.
Yeah, when I went
got it,
on
man.
vacation
I think, hold on, let me
a
make
few
sure it's
weeks ago, Moist, one of my
Mhm.
family friends is a software engineer. He creates apps and he
Mhm.
was using like 3 different AIs and he was showing me like the back end. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah,
Like
It's
it's
like
actually getting
Opus
innovative.
4.1. Or
Yes.
okay,
No,
all right.
Marcus, you should not use AI.
I'm not really trying to like use it.
No, no,
So
no,
like
no.
what I'm
I'm
trying
saying
to do, I'm
you
trying to
should
get it to
not.
like a huh?
You should not, because then it will actually get intelligent.
Oh. I was just saying
that's
I
funny.
was just trying to use it to like give me a definition of what I'm looking for and then just try to like put it in my own words
We-
without using it as best as possible.
Have you seen the movie? No, not World War Z. It was some other movie.
World War Z?
No, that was some other movie. I'm forgetting the name.
Terminator.
No, no, in which the AI goes rogue.
Terminator.
The
How
the
about
Eagle
that?
iRobot?
Eye.
There's a
Eagle Eye.
lot of it,
Eagle
but
Eye.
Terminator's the main
No,
one.
no, no. No, no, it's Eagle Eye. You guys have not seen Eagle Eye?
No, well, yeah, Eagle Eye. I did see that Eagle Eye.
Is that the one with
I was gonna say
Darth Vader?
iRobot.
Yeah, that was gonna be my other thing too, Adonis.
Well,
Oh
Will
man.
Smith, right? That's a good one.
Yeah,
My,
but then yeah, Eagle Eye is actually the one that's better because it was a whole AI system.
Yeah,
my
I think
actually
Shia
like,
LaBeouf was the main character, right?
yeah,
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I
it's
did
got to
see
be a
that.
good one.
It was
yeah.
a very good movie.
It's a really good movie. Like, because like that might happen someday in our world. Like, that is something I like, the movies which are, other than the zombie movies, which are producible in our world at one point, and that might happen one day. So, Mark, if you make it intelligent enough, don't ask a lot of questions from it.
Right. Hmm,
Please enable this feature.
I'll put on that one.
Navi
Oh,
that
I could use
analyst can either go to the actual alert effective tool.
this. Okay.
Moist, do you want to take a look at my case report?
Yes, Courtney, just give me a minute. Please enable this feature in a way that the analyst can either go to the actual alert in the respective tool by just clicking on the one in the cockpit, or they can need or they yes. Now we can look at your thing, Courtney.
Can you see my screen?
I can definitely see your screen. Yes. Go on. Do you want to read it, or do you want me to read it?
I don't want to read it out loud, but if you think I should, I can do it.
No, that's okay. I love to read. So,
Okay.
authorities FIFA investigated a suspicious alert involving the execution of Mite.exe under a local user account Lenovo, Review of Sentinel-1 telemetry determined that the process was launched by PowerShell and executed with the command line argument. How can you put an IP in the command line argument? That needs to be fixed. Line 4,
Okay.
indicating the scan was directed exclusively at the localhost loopback interface. Further analysis confirmed that the binary was digitally signed and verified by insecure. Change from the standard installation. Did you add the hash for that?
No, I didn't.
Did
I,
you
I
check the
have
hash?
it. I can add it. It wasn't not malicious. That's why I didn't add it.
It was not malicious?
No.
Okay. Can you go and check that again for me, probably?
Yes. How do I see that right here?
Mm, it's okay, you can take it to malicious, I would say.
What did you
Have you
say?
have you checked somewhere else?
No, I did not.
Check on a bit more things.
Okay.
But I guess you can take it as malicious. You can put it there. Even if it is one, it's fine.
And then, so what does this mean here? Command line arguments with, and it says that it was this IP. How would I phrase that?
Uh, so that is more of a parsing error, and probably do you have a command somewhere here? If it's not able to identify a command, it might have replaced it with an IP. So that is a problem there. So if you don't have it, you can just skip it
Okay.
in your analysis. You don't have to like write it word to word.
Okay.
You can, that's just for the guidance. You can make changes by yourself.
Okay, yeah, because I don't see the actual command anywhere in here. I would assume I would look right in here, but it's not there.
It's unknown here. Can you also check on IBM X source?
Yes.
Right, IBM X source. Mm, it is a low risk here, but it is still not clean. So I guess you can consider it malicious and you can put it there.
Consider it malicious.
Yes, it has to be like completely clean.
Okay.
So, but yeah, so you can put it there, and then you can rewrite your analysis.
All right. Sounds good.
That
There's no time for me to present, right? It was 3 minutes left.
go on. I can take you.
Okay. You see it?
Yes, I see it.
Okay. So this was on Microsoft Defender. And just before um one of the commands that I talked about, right? This one. I just touched base on it briefly because I didn't want to paste this whole thing into
Hmm.
but this is what was ran right here.
Hmm.
That's just
But
my
not
evidence.
but did you find any like did you find the problematic part in that command?
Yes, I touched base on it right here.
Yeah, because I don't think you need to have the whole command in your analysis.
Okay.
Yeah, like in your evidence, you can just maybe take the screenshot of the part
Okay, yeah, I have it
from
right afterwards.
yeah, because in the evidence you don't have any place to write it, and then other than the whole command, like the problematic part of the command, the other whole command is kind of, not very interesting
Yeah.
for us. So yeah.
Okay. So I'll touch base here. So on May 16, 2026 at 7:56, authorities VSOC investigated a Microsoft Defender alert labeled potential human operated malicious activity with the high severity triggering from this desktop. The triggering indicator was PowerShell.exe spawning multiple executables linked to known malware, such as Trojans, for example, and malicious techniques. While multiple processes were blocked and remediated by Defender's EDR, several observed processes remained and required further investigation, especially given that there were no authorized testing windows. Upon further investigation, analysis confirmed that PowerShell.exe executed 3 scripts, one of which that was executed twice, which was this one right here, which was then followed by an invoke maldoc. Full script was pasted on the bottom, which is used to automate the execution of malicious Office macros. Invoke maldoc is a PowerShell function, that automatically opens for Word or Excel, injects VBA macro code into a new document, executes that macro, and then closes the application. To accomplish this, it creates a COM object for Word or Excel, determines the installed Office version, and temporarily modifies the Axis VBOM registry setting to allow PowerShell to interact with the VBA environment, which is Virtual Basic Application. It then either reads the macro code from a macro file or uses code passed directly, optionally wraps that code in a subroutine, creates a new document or workbook, and then adds a VBA module containing the macro. Afterwards, it calls a specified subroutine to execute the macro. Once complete, the function closes the document, quits Excel or Word, releases the COM objects, performs cleanup, and removes the document and removes the registry modification to restore the original Office security setting. In this context, the use of invoke maldoc to silently execute macros through PowerShell, combined with the absence of authorized testing, is consistent with behavior associated with human-operated malicious activity and warrants a full investigation of the affected users, endpoints, macro contents, and any follow-on activity. This activity poses a direct risk to the infrastructure because it provides ability to execute arbitrary VBA and PowerShell code through trusted processes like Microsoft Word and PowerShell, enabling fileless execution, potential credential theft, lateral movement, and persistence if payloads or registry or scheduled task modifications are deployed. The use of open source atomic red team content does not reduce this in production environment where no authorized testing has been approved, as adversaries frequently abuse the same techniques to blend into normal administration or security activity. Given the combination of script-based execution, remote tool download, macro-based execution through Microsoft Office, and the absence of pen testing or atomic red team in the environment, this activity should be treated as suspicious and should be further investigated to determine whether it originated from legitimate testing, unauthorized activity, or a threat actor with leadership. And the remediation would be to isolate that host, run a full antivirus and EDR scan, look for additional scripts, payloads, any process injection, delete the directory and any related macros, enforce or restrict PowerShell policies, especially for non-admin users, and apply stricter policies, identify the user that ran these commands, and if it is compromised, then you will want to reset the credentials, enforce MFA, and review group memberships. And like before, here's the evidence.
Perfect. Yeah, that's good. Just try to write a bit smaller analysis from next time. Like it's fine, but
Too detailed, right?
yeah, like yeah. So it will also
I
make
could definitely cut this.
no. You don't have to cut this if you don't want, but like this is for the future thing. That's fine.
Okay. Got it.
Perfect. Yeah, you can go on with it and okay, guys. Can we take the turnover, or if you guys have to do some, if you guys have to do your reports later on, then maybe you can do the turnover with Richard.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Then I will leave you guys to Marcus. I don't know where he is. Has he left? Okay, Marcus,
Everybody
yeah.
get alcohol ready.
For extended hours.
Yep.
Then
That's
we have
funny.
extended hours, and after that we have premium hours.
The
Premium
cyber
hours. So
alcohol.
Marcus.
Huh?
Yes. You guys have to pay like, I don't know what, some $1,000 or something to
Ladies
Marcus.
drink free. It's 2-for-1 shots at Marcus's.
Yep.
Okay,
Matter of fact,
so
everybody gets a free drink. Boys, you go ahead and take your drink with you before you go to sleep.
yes, you can send me a ginger beer. I can send you my address.
That's
So
funny.
All right.
yeah, not the normal beer, just ginger beer
Mhm.
or white wine. All right, guys. So I would see you guys on Monday now.
Copy that.
Music.
Yes.
Copy.
Thanks,
Enjoy the
Moise.
rest of your week, Moise.
Thank you. Thank you. Are you guys watching World Cup? It's happening in your country.
Yeah. Oh, Colombia should be playing right now, actually.
Yes. Yes. I guess they're
Yeah.
playing against the fourth team of their group,
Yeah.
Who are you
Who?
pulling for, Moise?
Uzbekistan.
Portugal.
Portugal, really?
Yes.
Are you Portuguese?
No, but Ronaldo is,
Ah,
and it's his last World Cup. But I'm also supporting Sweden because I'm sitting here. So if I don't, then they will consider me Danish. So okay, guys. I will leave you guys to it, and then I'll see you guys on Monday.
Yeah. Just
Take
make me the
care.
host, Moise.
Yeah, definitely. I will, like, I do it once I usually leave. So
Copy.
bye bye.
Have a
All
good
right, later.
weekend.
Good weekend.
have a good weekend, everyone.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay behind just so I can upload this. Make sure it's on the turnover.
It's alcohol time.